Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful morning. It is freezing cold here in Colorado, and I am so done with it. I'm ready for spring. I like to be outside. I like the sunshine, but not when it is single digits. So I'm hoping that spring is going to come soon because it's really not very motivating. I don't know about you, but doesn't make me want to do more or anything other than just snuggle up on the couch because it's just too freaking cold. And I know I can't complain because there's places that are a lot worse than this, a lot colder, but for Colorado, being in single digits or even having wind chill and being below zero is just definitely crazy. So anyways, okay, let's get started. Since I've been focusing on working with women and helping them balance their hormones, I find that there are 3 basic signs that they're going through perimenopause or menopause and that their hormones are out of whack. So we're going to talk about those things today. The first sign is weight just appeared around their waistline, their hips, and their thighs. It's like one day they just woke up and was like, where did this come from? And that is something that happened to me, and I was like, this is insane. And for somebody that's never had a child of her own and never had any type of belly fat or anything, it was like, wow, this is crazy. I don't understand what's happening. You look in the mirror and you're like, this isn't even my body. I don't know what's going on, what happened. And no matter how clean you eat or how much you work out, nothing is changing. Nothing is happening. You can't lose a pound. You're not able to lose an inch. Yeah, and that's the biggest sign. The first sign is all that weight gain around the middle area that you just can't get rid of. The second sign is they just feel like they don't even know who they are anymore. They lost control over all their emotions. They don't have any patience. Their mood swings are out of control. They feel like they're constantly having to apologize to people for their outbursts. Maybe feeling more anxious and stressed out, especially at the time that we're going through right now. That's probably even elevated even more. Kind of feel like Jekyll and Hyde, like you don't know who you're going to be one moment from the next. I kind of went through this a little bit last night, and I finally just looked at my husband and said, I'm just a little bit crabby if you can't tell. And he's like, you think? And he walked out of the room. So I feel you. If that's something you're going through, I totally understand. Just don't feel like yourselves anymore. You just feel like you just don't even know who this person is and what has become of you. And the third sign is you lack motivation and energy. You look in the mirror and you know that you need to make some changes, but you just feel defeated. You just don't have the energy to do anything, the motivation. You just like, you know what, I don't even know what I should be doing. They know they should be working out, but they just don't have the energy to do it. Experiencing maybe some brain fog, lack of focus, unable to complete even the simplest tasks. So it's just not there. You'd rather just sit on the couch and watch TV and eat junk food all day. So you're lacking that motivation and energy. And those were things that I started with too. That's when I started realizing something's going on here. This is not normal, and I shouldn't be experiencing all this. And that's when I realized I was on that hormonal roller coaster going up and down, and just and then at that point, what do you do? Like, where do you go? You're kind of confused about what's going on with your body. And it's frustrating because you feel like you're alone. You don't understand, but there are so many women that are going through this. I mean, so many. And everybody keeps it hush-hush because either they feel like maybe they're crazy, maybe they're just going through something and they don't want to share it with people, but there's so many of us out there going through this, and I want everybody to share it so that others don't feel like they're alone. And so now I'm going to give you some tips to try and get off that roller coaster road, try to feel like yourself again, and see if these things can help you start to feel better, balance out your hormones. Biggest thing that I like to do is I like to focus on everything naturally. Before I send anybody to a doctor to get their hormones tested, there's so many things that you can do today at home on your own that can make you feel so much better. You don't need the doctor. There may be a point when you have to do those hormone testing, but I want you to start out with the natural things first. So the first thing that you need to do is focus on your nutrition. This is the very first thing that I do with all of my clients. This is the very first thing that we focus on for the first 3 weeks in my Balance Your Hormonal Chaos program, because that is where so many of these symptoms of craziness, brain fog, the belly fat, all that, a lot of it comes from what you're putting in your body. So focusing on your nutrition by cutting out sugar, diminishing the alcohol. I always say cut it out, but some people just can't do that, and I understand, but cutting back on the alcohol, cutting out gluten. You want to heal your gut, because your gut controls so many things when it comes to your hormones. So replacing and cutting out breads and pastas and replacing them with like sweet potatoes and squashes, things like that. Your body at this point, when you're going through this, on this roller coaster, does not like the breads and pastas. It just doesn't. And what it does is it increases your blood sugar levels, which adds more weight. Eating tons of vegetables. This is the second thing that I have my clients do. And I mean a ton. Not just, oh, I'm going to have a couple things of broccoli. I'm just going to have a couple things of some carrots here. No, you need to be eating vegetables all day long. The fiber is going to help your body feel so much better. It's going to fuel those cells. It's going to heal your mitochondria. It's just going to make you feel amazing. Eating tons of protein. Your body needs protein to help burn fat. And the more protein that you eat, the better you're going to feel, the more full you're going to feel, and you're not going to feel like you have to go get those breads and pastas and candy and whatever that you think that you need, that your body doesn't need. Healthy fats, making sure that you're adding healthy fats into your diet in the form of nuts or seeds or olives, olive oil, things like that, avocado. Great options for healthy fats. They're so important to your body and to your brain. And there's a really good connection between the brain and the gut, so feeding everything, the healthy stuff, is going to make your body feel that much better and give you that energy that you're looking for. Ditch the keto and the intermittent fasting diets. I know a lot of you love them, and if you're getting results, great. Just be careful, because I've done both, and they completely screwed up my hormones even more than they already were. And what I mean by that is eating regular meals throughout the day. So not eating one meal a day and not eating breakfast. Eating 3 to 4 meals a day, and having all of the macros. By that I mean your proteins, your fats, and your carbs, all of them. Not cutting any one of them out. Because what we want to do is stabilize your blood sugar levels. Again, so it's not doing this, which sends your head kind of crazy and ends up being weight gain. Number 2 is get moving. And that's a really hard thing to do here in Colorado, unless you are working out at a gym that I have. It's hard to get outside, but there's so many ways that you can move. There's tons of videos online. You can join us virtually. If you don't want to leave your house, you can come join us here. So many ways to move, but your body needs movement. You need to move. It just feels so much better when you're moving, and you should be doing 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes of whatever you can do, 30 minutes a day, on top of 3 days of weight training. Like I talked about before, building muscle, eating protein and building muscle is so important to your body. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to help you burn more fat, and it's going to keep you strong, especially when your hormones are going all crazy. Lifting weights is actually going to help to balance out your estrogen and your testosterone levels. So we want to keep them even so that you're not feeling all crazy. Number 3, focus on stress relief and getting enough sleep. Again, really hard in the times we're going on right now, but it is doable if you just figure out how to make it happen. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. That will help with your stress levels. It will keep your cravings down. You won't crave the sugar and the carbs as much. You won't have as many mood swings. You won't be going all crazy all over the place. So getting that sleep is so important. Figure out a nighttime routine. What can help you to settle down at night so you can get good sleep? Find things that bring you joy and help relieve your stress. So whatever that is, if it's hanging out with a friend, if it's sitting doing a puzzle, if it's reading a book, whatever brings you joy to help calm down your mind. We have a puzzle on the table all the time, because when I'm like all crazy and I feel like I can't focus and I'm just getting overwhelmed, I just take a couple deep breaths and I do the puzzle. Sometimes that's a little more stressful, but it's a stress in a different way. It's a good kind of stress because I have to focus on it. just taking some nice deep breaths. When you feel overwhelmed and out of control, because your body's going to react, and that's going to increase those cortisol levels, which is not a good thing. Again, leads to the belly fat, leads to the lack of sleep, crazy mind. So taking some nice deep breaths, just a nice big inhale, hold 1, 2, and exhale. Right there, it just kind of, I could feel my whole body just relax. So just taking some deep breaths when you find you're getting into that stressful situation, or your body's just feeling that extra stress. And the fourth thing is finding natural supplements that work with your body. Like I said, I really like to focus on everything natural when it comes to healing your hormones. There's supplements like maca, which helps balance your hormones. Magnesium glycinate, that is something that I've always been taking magnesium, and obviously I wasn't taking the kind that I needed, and I found this kind has been amazing. It has a calming effect on your body and helps with sleep. I am sleeping the best I have slept in a long time, and it's since I started taking that. Now, I'm not attributing it all to that, but it definitely has made a huge difference. So finding the right kind of magnesium, huge, important, especially if you're suffering with sleep. Probiotics will help with your gut health. Again, everything stems from your gut. When your gut is not healthy, the rest of you is going to feel awful. So probiotics can help as you're adding in the healthy foods, the healthy vegetables, all that stuff. But taking the probiotics will just add a little extra to help heal that gut. Chaseberry, also known as Vitex, is another one that's good for PMS and balancing your emotional issues. I've been taking that for a couple weeks, and I find that it's helping with my my night sweats. It's also helping kind of calm me down. Other than yesterday, I don't know what was wrong with me going a little crazy on my husband, but hey, it's okay. It's definitely helped to balance out my hormones. And as myself, I'm already in menopause. I'm still kind of easing through trying to figure out where I need to balance out my estrogen and testosterone levels, and so this has kind of helped me to do that as well. And essential oils, huge. They are such a huge play in my life. I use them so much for so many other things other than for balancing hormones, but they're good in supporting your adrenals, your cortisol levels. They help balance the hormones out. They manage mood swings. Yesterday, after I went off on my husband, I took balance oil, put a couple drops on my wrists, just kind of rubbed it around, and just deep inhale, and I could just feel like my body calmed down. And I was able to look at him and say, sorry, I know that I was a little off the wall, but balance that's one of the ones that I find is really good for anxiety. Just when you're feeling irritated and frustrated all the time, that one is huge, and I use it so much. The essential oils can help reduce night sweats and hot flashes. I've been using Clary Calm on my stomach and the back of my neck. There's a couple other ones that help with those too. Getting rid of any cravings and help get rid of the tummy upset. If you're having any bloating or stuff going on, Digestin is one of my go-tos. Like, I probably use it every day, and just because, maybe it's just because my body wants it, but it's a really good one for that as well. So the essential oils are a huge part of balancing your hormones, and they're all natural. There's so many things they can help with too. If you're using one oil for something, it might be doing something else in your body, which is always a bonus, right? A 2-for-1. Anyway, so if you're looking to get started on healing your hormones naturally, go through those steps that I said at the top, focusing on nutrition, get moving, focus on your sleep and your stress, and then maybe add some of the supplements that I suggested. Then it's time to maybe look at the essential oils, because they're natural, they're wonderful, they're amazing. And I'm doing a virtual essential oil class called Supporting Your Hormones Naturally on Wednesday, February 24th at 5:30, and I would love to have you join. It's free. There's nothing else. You're just going to come and learn what oils are going to help balance your hormones. And you know what? Maybe you may not even think that you got some hormone stuff going on. These oils can help you in so many different ways. So I'm going to drop the link to register below. So if you want to register with that, make sure you do that before the 25th. If you don't sign up for the class, you're not going to even get the recording. So I want to make sure everybody has access to it, because if you're not there, you can go ahead and get the recording. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, or would like to just chat with me about maybe what's going on with your hormones, I'd love to have a conversation with you. That's all it needs to be. I've talked with many women, just giving them some little tidbits here and there that can help them to feel better already. Whatever you need from me, I'm here for that. If you want to join the class, click the link below because I'd love to see you there. And that's it. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for joining me.